All right. All right. So we're on. Welcome, guys, to Luminous Nation and Team Advent weekly calls. Thank you so much for hopping on. Tonight's topic is one that you don't want to miss. So I'm excited to have you all on tonight. I was going to say Wendy because I saw Wendy's face. Audrey did not hop on because she wanted to actually give her spot for someone to hop on and really understand this topic and ask questions. So make sure that you guys are, appreciative of that and taking notes and just asking Al any questions that you may have at the end of the call. So the first thing I want to say is today is the 21st? 21st, thank you. So February 21st, which means that we have a week left for February to end, which is pretty crazy because we were just celebrating Christmas and New Year's, and now here we are ending the second month of the year. So we're coming into March. So if you were on the National Wake Up Call, right, you guys are aware of all the changes that are happening in terms of Success Club points. So first I'll start with saying that if you haven't helped 2 people with an all access to hit Success Club this month, get busy because you have plenty of time. There's still plenty of people, tons of people, millions of people that need our help. So if you can help 2 people get connected to the all access, you will achieve Success Club this month. All right. And the beauty of that is that if you are in the New York City area, you get to come to paint night with Audrey and the team. So that's something very nice that Audrey is doing for all of us, anyone who achieves Success Club, guys. So make sure that you're there painting the night away with us. I already got mine. I know there's many of you guys that have already received theirs. So make sure to, connect 2 people with the all access. The all access is $199, right? And it is giving you 3 Success Club through the end of February. Beyond that, as of March 1st, is going back down to Success Club 2 for an all access. So this is, an easy month, basically. You get to help 2 people and you achieve Success Club. All right. The other thing is how amazing, right, that they have actually given us Success Club 2 for Shakeology HD. It was only 1 point. Now it's 2. So if you connect someone with just Shakeology HD, then you also get Success Club 2. So make sure that you are helping a lot of people. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of the paint night. You have to achieve Success Club in order to be there, right? And you will get your invitation. It is scheduled for March 11th at 5:30. Is in Long Island City. So it's going to be a ton of fun. So make sure you don't miss out. All right, guys? So, all right, without further ado, tonight's topic is on how to earn as a Beachbody coach. I know that that's still a topic that can be a little confusing to many of you. So it is very important that you pay close attention and, jot down your questions and ask at the end. So I am happy to introduce, and I always have him on all of my calls, anything with volume, anything with the leadership ladder, Al's the man. So, okay, papi. So please help me welcome Alberto, founder of Team Believe. He is a Star Diamond coach. He is an Insanity Max 30 cast member. I'm sure that if you've done that program, you recognize his face and his abs. He is an Insanity certified instructor. I've been to his live classes. The man is no joke. If you've been there, you know it, right? And tonight, I'm just so excited that he accepted the invitation. And take it away. If you can share a little bit, Al, about how you became a coach, how you became, acquainted with this opportunity, and then go ahead and bless us with your knowledge.
Sure. Well, thank you again, Gabby. I appreciate you inviting me on the call. And so like she said, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Al. And I've been a coach for about 4 years, just a little bit over 4 years now. And I actually got introduced to Beachbody, I'd say 10 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago, when I first did P90X. So, way back then, I was just a guy who wanted to get fit. I wanted a six pack. I wanted, to have muscles. And so I was also lazy. I wanted all these things, but I was lazy. I was a procrastinator. I was an underachiever. I didn't dream big. I certainly didn't believe in myself. And so I had all these things going on. And because that's just the way that I was, I often found myself on the couch, or at midnight or 4 a.m. or, just being lazy. And so I saw these infomercials, and so you guys know that ab belt? I think I was telling Gabby. I was that guy who got the ab belt from an infomercial, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a six pack. I didn't get a six pack. So I got ripped off is what I did. That's what I did get. So it didn't work, so don't get it. But I also saw the P90X infomercial, and so I did a lot of research because I didn't want to get ripped off again, right? So I was looking for videos online and through blog posts and people's websites to see if I can find anything negative or saying this didn't work or this program sucks. But I couldn't find anything. And so I figured, let me just get it, thinking that if it didn't work, I could just send it back. And so I got it. And when I first tried it, it worked. I think it worked too well because I think I made it into the program like 2 weeks before I quit because it was just that hard, So I don't know if you've ever tried it. It's not easy. And so I gave myself some time and I did it again. I tried it again. And I think I made it an extra week before quitting again, So it was just like me. Like, that's what I did. I quit. I stopped and I started. I never really finished anything. And I was just sick and tired of just being that way. Part of the reason why I wanted that challenge was because I dealt with a lot of back pain. I used to suffer from a herniated disc, and I also have my spine is too straight. So it causes pressure on my nerves and on my spine and on my muscles, and it's all tight. And so when I did the program, after I pushed past the pain, it really helped to alleviate some of that pain, and I felt a lot better. So after I actually did it the third time around, I finished the entire program. I did all 90 days. And doing it for 90 days, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about consistency and dedication. I learned that I could overcome these struggles that I was going through. And so that kind of fast forward now into when I became a coach, having been in that hole of no confidence and, just underachieving and always failing, and then having kind of figured out how to dig myself out of that, I just have a passion for showing people that they can do it too, because I was there, so I know what it's like, and I know what it takes to get out of it. And I obviously love fitness, and so combining those two things and showing people how they can do it too, despite not believing that they can or not thinking they can do it, is kind of how is part of the reason why I'm still a coach. So having that passion for that actually got me started as a coach, and 4 years later, I'm still here, plugging away. So that's kind of like how I got started as a coach.
I love it. Do you still have that belt?
I do not have the belt, but I do have a six pack. So
there you go.
The X worked and the belt didn't work.
Hard work does.
Absolutely. Hard work definitely works every single time. So let me share my screen here with you guys and try to find this presentation for you. If you can see my screen, give me just a second. Somebody give me a heads up. Anybody see something? Yes? Awesome. Okay. Can you guys see that? How to earn as a Beachbody coach. Cool. So how do we actually earn? So these are some of the things that we're going to talk about today. The different ways to earn as a coach, right? So the one that we're probably most familiar with is our sales commissions. We get 25% on any product that we sell. It doesn't matter what it is, you get 25% on that. And then there's residual commission. So that's team cycle bonus, that's matching bonus, that's a subscription commission, which is Beachbody On Demand, and the Star Diamond bonus. And the residual is really where the freedom comes from, right? So if you've ever wanted to have financial freedom, to have time freedom, you definitely don't want to be trying to sell challenge packs for the rest of your life. You know, that's not the goal. That's not where freedom comes from. It's the residual income that gives you that freedom. So let's try and figure out about how to actually get that. So let's start in the beginning. You know, this might be a review for many of you guys, but I think it's still worth repeating. So the ranks as a Beachbody coach are coach, you have active coach, an emerald coach, a ruby coach, and a diamond coach. And then beyond that, there's the star diamonds. So there's 15 star diamond levels. Here are the first 5, and then what it kind of takes to achieve that level. So the first level, after you become a coach, the first rank that you can move up to, or that most people usually do, is to emerald. And so to get to an emerald coach, all you really need to do is sign up 2 coaches. You know, you put one on your left leg and you put one on your right leg. And so we all highly recommend that you sign up a family member, a spouse, or somebody that's really close to you as your first coach. So some of the benefits of signing up somebody who you know and trust is that you achieve emerald a lot faster, right? And you also get to control a business center, which is useful for achieving or maintaining a certain rank. So one of the tips that I give everybody is that when you have, let's say, your spouse sign up as a coach, find that person a customer and put that customer under your spouse so that they are receiving the commissions from the Shakeology order that customer is ordering. And that $30, $32 will cover not only the business fee for your spouse, but you also get to pocket $15, which is great. Like, you're already making money, right? And that's what this call is all about. So where do you place your spouse, right? In the beginning, you want to place them on your weak leg if it's for volume and for bonuses. And then if you're on this call, I think you're here for the long term. And so you want to place your spouse or whoever you're placing there on your strong leg, because you want to be able to have a strong diamond, a diamond coach on your strong leg. And I'll talk a little bit more about how to actually take advantage of that strategy. So which one you do really does depend on your needs. So if you need more income quicker, you're going to place your spouse on your weak leg. But like I said, you guys are here for the long term. So it's more profitable for you to put them on your strong leg. And if you're not sure which is your strong leg, which is your weak leg, just speak to your upline. But by the time this call is done, you'll understand which is which, if you don't know. So the benefits of being an emerald coach are that you start to actually earn that residual income that provides that freedom, the ultimate freedom for you. So you're also capped out at $250 each week in team cycle bonus. You get customer leads from Beachbody, which you have to qualify for. You also get Success Club leads. And the difference is that a Success Club lead are just customers that Beachbody receives. So it's, for example, I was a customer lead or Success Club lead for somebody because I went online or on the phone and I placed an order for a product. I bought P90X from the infomercial. Someone became my coach automatically. That's a lead. And so the difference between a customer and a Success Club lead is whether or not you earn the initial commission from my purchase. That's just the only difference. So the next rank is Ruby. And what it takes to get to Ruby is just basically having one personally sponsored active emerald coach on your left leg, another one on your right leg, and then one additional coach on each leg, right? So honestly, most people skip this rank just because, you know, when I first started, we didn't have all the training you guys have now. And so with all the tools and materials and trainings available to you, it's a little easier to actually reach out to massive amounts of people. So what happens is that most people skip this rank just because they're signing up so many other coaches. So some of the benefits of being a Ruby are all the emerald benefits, plus you get a pay raise. So now you're making $16 every time you cycle. You're also capped out at $1,000 a week in team cycle bonus. And you also start to earn a matching bonus. So a matching bonus is actually really cool. What it is that when you have your coaches earning their team cycle bonus, you get a percentage of that. And so let's say you have 10 coaches who are each earning $250 in team cycle bonus, which is $2,500 in your organization, everybody below you. You earn 5% of that, which is $125. So that's pretty sweet. And then the next rank, which is diamond, that's like the holy grail, right? Like I mentioned, because of all the training we have, it's increasingly becoming easier to do to get to diamond. So it's almost new coaches' first step, honestly. Like, emerald, easy. Ruby, easy. Let's focus on getting into diamond, because that's where the magic starts to happen. And so to become a diamond coach, all you need is to have one personally sponsored emerald on one leg, plus 3 coaches, and then the same thing on the other side. That's pretty much it. So it sounds simple, but it actually is. It really is just a decision. So the benefits of being a diamond coach are all the prior benefits from Emerald and Ruby, but now you get another pay raise. So you're making $18 each time you cycle. And it may not sound like much, and as you'll see later in my presentation, you'll see that $18 per cycle, it starts to add up pretty quickly. So you're capped out at $2,000 a week. And also in addition to Success Club and customer leads, you'll also get coach leads. So that's just anybody who decides to become a coach immediately when they first buy something. Beachbody gives you them as a customer, except they're a coach, which is pretty cool. And now you also get a 10% matching bonus instead of 5% as a Ruby. So if you have 10 coaches making $1,000 in team cycle bonus, you're getting 10% of that, which is $1,000. I don't know about you, but that's $1,000. Like, hell yeah, I could use that. So beyond diamond, this is really here to show you guys that you can achieve almost anything you want. You just really have to decide. So like I mentioned, there's 15 levels, 15 star diamond ranks. After you become a diamond, the next step should be 2-star. You get to open up a second business center. And what that really means is just that you get to sign up yourself as one of your own coaches. So that's awesome for implementing more advanced strategies, which I'll kind of touch on later. But just know that that's a really great bonus to becoming a 2-star diamond. And then 5-star, which is also like a really great rank to achieve, because you get a whole host of just other benefits and perks, which are really nice. But you'll see some of the benefits of being a 2 and 5-star or higher as we go along. So how do you actually set it all up so that you have all the coaches that you need, and you have them where you need them to be all these different ranks, right? So I'm sure you guys are familiar with your back office. And when you go back there, you go to my business, you go to my downline, and then my graphical genealogy. And when you do that, it's going to take you to a screen that looks just like this. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is to set your preferred placement, because when you sign up a coach, if it isn't set up this way where you see the arrows, the computers are going to automatically place your new coach wherever it decides. I have no idea how it does it. It just puts them wherever. And that's the last thing you want. You want to be able to control where your coaches go so that you can structure your organization, according to your goals. You want to be able to control that. So just make sure you set preferred placement. You click that little radio button. You can either select left or right. There's more than 2 options in there. So make sure you select either left or right, and then just save it. And then that pretty much does it. The other way that I like to do it is to actually click the position where I'm going to be placing my new coach. So if I anticipate a new coach to sign up, I will go into my back office and select the actual spot that I want them to be in. And I know that they're there. So you click the spot. It's going to ask you, hey, are you sure you want to do this? You just click OK. And then it happens. So whenever they sign up, that's exactly where they're going to go. And you'll know they'll go there because the icon is red, not blue. So that indicates that whoever signs up next, that's where they're going to go. So if you're confused about the left side, the right side, inside and out, I'm going to try my best to kind of describe it. So if you hit that easy button, if you literally touch it, I'm kidding, it will kind of clear things up for you. So this is what your back office looks like. First, there's you, right? And you have a left leg. So this is the outside of your left leg where Martha and Donna are. And you also have a right leg, and that's where Amy and Jones are, right? So unless you are speaking with your upline coach about placing coaches anywhere else, you shouldn't really be placing coaches on the inside of your left leg or the inside of your right leg. So it's your job to never place anyone there unless you're implementing a really specific strategy and you're putting someone in there on purpose. And like I said, speak to your coach to find out if that's the right thing for you. But otherwise, just always place coaches on either the outside of your left or the outside of your right. That's the easiest way to know where you should put somebody. So to kind of just further explain it, you're like, wait a minute, what's Tyler doing there, right? If you said don't place anybody on that spot, how did he get there? So if you look at you're on the top. Your personally sponsored coaches are in that blue color, teal color. And then Amy, who's also one of your coaches, she's also signing up other coaches as well. So Tyler is one of Amy's coaches, right? So it looks like Tyler is on the inside of your right leg. Technically, yeah. But the reason he's there is because it's also the outside of Amy's left leg. She's his personally sponsored coach. So that's why he's there. That's what he's doing there. He wasn't placed there by you. So it's okay if he's there because Amy did it. It wasn't you. Unless, like I mentioned before, it's something specific that you and your coach are talking about. So if you follow these tips, you should be okay. So regardless of the leg that you're placing your coaches on, just focus on putting them on the outside of either one of those two legs. Just never on the inside, like I said, unless you're talking to your coach and you have something specific that you're trying to do. And then just be mindful, because when you do set that preferred placement and the coach signs up, that's the spot they're going to go to. So if you've been really developing relationships with your prospects and people who you're going to be signing up, you'll have a really good idea as to whether that person wants to sign up as a working coach, who wants to develop a business and grow their team, or if they're just like, you know what, I love Shakeology and I just want a discount. Like, I just don't want to pay full price. So knowing that about your prospects will give you a good idea as to whether you're going to be placing them on a strong leg or a weak leg. Yeah, I just mentioned that. So whenever possible, here's the thing. You want to place your stronger coaches. So if they say, hey, I really want to work this business, I want to grow my team, to put them on a weak leg. And we'll talk a little bit more about why in a second, but just know that that's a good place to put those coaches who indicate, hey, I'm interested in making this work. We never know if we just don't know how things are going to end up. But if they indicate, then by all means, put them where you think it'll be best for you and for them. So there's two ways to earn an income. We have sales commission and residual income, which is where the magic really comes from. So that means anything that's team cycle bonus, matching bonus, Beachbody on demand subscriptions, anything along those lines. And so here's a chart showing you what the maximum weekly potential earnings are for each of the ranks. So like you guys know, all these numbers, they, how much you actually end up earning is based on you. It's based on your effort. It's based on your diligence and on your skill. Beachbody, like we have to mention it, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of income. It is just based on how hard you work. And I'll show you examples of people who are really making it happen. Here's one really good example. This is a 13-star diamond coach who, the first thing I want you to see is the pink arrows. right? The team bonus. Team bonus is almost $5,500, right? And this is weekly, guys. This is weekly. So what that says to me is that they're growing their team. They're really in touch with all the people on their team. They know their whys. They have great relationships, and they're always in communication with each other because they're supporting each other and helping each other grow. And that only comes with time, with patience, and with, you know, spending a lot of time out of your comfort zone and wanting this like really bad. You really want this. You want this to work. And that's what I see here, you know. But not only that, not only are they growing their team, they're also busting their ass. You know, $525 in retail commission, you know, represents challenge packs, represents conversations, represents people that they're helping. So this person is busy, you know, and it shows, and they're being rewarded for it financially. There's a lot of other rewards that come, you know, with something like this, like the satisfaction of helping change someone's life just to start. Like, that's huge. You're literally changing generations, right? So we're not obviously all 13 star diamonds. So here's something closer to most of us, 5-star, right? 5-star diamond. But again, the team bonus is almost $850, right? That's also someone who's really in tune with their team. They're serious about their business, and they want to grow, and they want to help a lot of people, you know? And you can say the same about their retail commission. They're really putting themselves out there. They're using, whether it's social media, whether it's speaking to people in person, however they're doing it, they're dedicated to helping others. And that's what this is about. It's about helping others. So when you see these numbers, when you see these dollars, it isn't necessarily about the money. It's a great indicator as to how many people they're helping. That's really what this is about. So here's a great example of the star diamond bonus pool that I mentioned. And this happens when you become a 2-star, then a 5-star, a 10-star, and a 15-star. These are quarterly payouts that Beachbody gives to these coaches for doing what they love, for doing what they have dedicated so much of their time to, which is helping people, helping themselves, helping people change their lives, right? It's a great way to create financial freedom. If that's something you want, you know, that's what this call is about. It's about how to be financially free, how to earn money as a Beachbody coach. This is a great way to do it. Just help a shit ton of people. It's, you know, it couldn't be easier than that. So, all right, we're not all 15 or even 5 stars. This is an Emerald coach's paycheck, a weekly paycheck. You know, they don't have a team. They're not making any team cycle bonuses or anything like that, but they're still working really, really hard. You know, when was the last time you got a $429 paycheck from your job for helping people, unless you're a coach, right? So this is, like I said, I hope you're noticing a trend in these paychecks, which is that the more people you help, the more you're able to help people. Like, you know how much good you can do with $429? You know, you can give that to your family. You can buy clothes for your kids. You can pay rent. You can buy groceries, right? So I know a lot of people may or may not struggle with those things, but $430 is significant. Here's another Emerald coach, another Emerald coach's paycheck where, you know, they may not be selling a lot of challenge packs per se, but you can see that their team is growing. They're making some residual income with the team cycle bonus. And for all their efforts, you know, they're making a nice check. $220 is nice. Like, I know that's significant for me. I can pay my cell phone bill. I can cover part of my rent with that money, you know? So your work doesn't go unnoticed, but you got to work. Like, you have to put in the work. And so speaking of the work that you have to put in, you have to do it, not only work hard, but you have to work smart. And so that's what this section is about. It's about using the strategies that are going to help you grow your team, so you can actually accomplish some of these ranks and some of these levels of income. So there's two ways to actually build your organization. You can focus on rank, or you can focus on volume. So let's talk a little bit about what those two things are. You want to earn prestige, if you want to be recognized, if you want to say, hey, look at me, I'm fancy, I'm a diamond coach, look at this. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that at all. This call is about how to earn an income, not about how to, be praised, which is, I'm not knocking it, because I, for one, personally love acknowledgement. It's something that most people need and require. But love don't pay the bills, right? So this diamond coach here isn't really growing their team. They have a strong left leg, right? You see all these pink dots are not their own personally sponsored coaches, but they're a diamond coach. But they're not creating residual income because they're not signing up other coaches themselves. Now, if your goal is to actually create, significant income, then this is what you want to do. This is an emerald coach. Granted, they don't have, quote unquote, the prestige of being a diamond coach. That's fine. But what I can tell you is that because this person is signing up coaches and they're placing them correctly, they're placing these people on their weaker leg. Now the volume that's being produced by all these coaches is creating an income for them. So what I can tell you is that this emerald coach makes more money in residual income than the previous example, right? So more coaches equals more volume. It just comes down to that. So how does volume actually create an income? Like, how does that even convert? What does that even mean? So I'm going to show you guys how your volume and how your team's volume converts into actual dollars for you. So as you see on the left, you'll be paid based on your rank. Emerald is 14, ruby is 16, and diamonds get $18 each time you cycle. So on the right, you'll see a graphical genealogy, right? So on the left leg, there's 540. TV is team volume. So that's how many points your team is producing for this period, for this weekly period. 540 TV. The right leg has 200, right? So what happens is that the computer will automatically take 200 points from the side with the most, in this case, the left, right? And then automatically takes 100 from the side with the least. And every time that happens, that's called a cycle. That's really all it is. So after that one cycle, depending on what rank you are, you're going to get paid either $14, $16, or $18. That's it, right? So if you notice, there's 340 team volume points remaining on that left side. So the computer just does it again. It'll take another 200 from that side, another 100 from the other side, and now you've cycled twice. So in this case, as you can see, there's 140 left. So if the computer can't take at least 200 from one and 100 from the other, it stops. It doesn't cycle anymore. So for this week, this coach cycled twice, right? And based on their rank, this is how much they would have earned, either $28, $32, or $36. That's how it works out. So if you remember that other example with the $5,500 in team cycle bonus, I don't know how many times they had a cycle, but that's what it came out to, right? So you can see the potential in this business. You can see how you're rewarded for your efforts. You just have to be consistent. So here's some of the strategies that I like to use for increasing your volume and your team cycle bonus. You want to build your volume on your weak leg, right? Most of us have a strong leg and a weak leg. So if you're not sure which is which, if you see people starting to show up in your graphical genealogy and you didn't put them there, that's probably your strong leg. Same thing when you sign into your back office on the left. On the bottom left, you'll see your volume, what your volume is for the week. If you see numbers there and it didn't come from you, that's your strong leg. So you want to place your strong coaches on a weaker leg so you can get those two sides to match up, and place your weaker or non-working coaches on your strong leg. You also want to max out your compensation plan, which just basically means, let's say you're an emerald coach, you know that the most you can make in team cycle bonus for that week is $250 as an Emerald coach. So even though you may have the volume to make more, because you're an Emerald coach, you won't. You will just bank that volume and it'll stay there waiting for you for when you rank advance and you can actually earn more money. So at an Emerald rank, you'll stop at 250, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to make the most you can at the rank you're at, and then you go back to rank advance again, so become a ruby or a diamond, so that you're actually able to earn more and just keep flip-flopping between those two. Earn the most you can as a ruby, then go back to building your team and putting coaches that will help you rank advance to the next rank. So to kind of touch on that, let's talk about permission and reality and what that really means and why you need both. So your rank, whether you're a diamond or star diamond or just a coach, doesn't matter. Well, just an emerald, because that's, the residual income. What that really means is just your permission to earn money. So for example, if you're a diamond, you can earn $2,000 a week, right? But just because you're a diamond, it doesn't mean you're gonna, right? You have to have the volume. So unless you have the volume, you're not gonna earn that money. So the volume is the quantity of your earnings. That really is what dictates the actual dollar amount that you'll be paid. So unless you have the actual volume, you won't earn $2,000 a week, even though you can as a diamond coach. And again, here's that chart to kind of refresh your mind and give you a place to start. So if you have goals and your goal is to make $2,000 a week as a diamond coach, this is a great place for you to start building a strategy and trying to develop a team and speaking to the right people, actually becoming the kind of person that you need to be to attract the kind of people who you want to sign up to your team, so you can grow your team and hit your goal, right? So if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there. And this is a great place to start. Figure out why you want this income and why it's important to you, and then you can start working towards that. Awesome, we're at the end. So here's a lot of the stuff that I covered. The ranks and their benefits, how to set your preferred placement, the different ways to build your team or your organization, the strategies that you can use to increase your volume and your income, and I explained cycling for you guys. So thank you. I really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, unmute yourselves and let me know.
I have a question.
Hold on, let me try and get to the thing here. Am I still sharing my screen? Let me see. Who's that, Jake?
Yeah, I can see your screen still.
All right. Bam.
There you go.
What's up, Jake?
Well, so I think at one point you said that, we're thinking of this in the long term. We want to put a family member or a spouse on our strong leg. Did I hear you say that correctly?
Yes.
Why is that?
The reason, so there's not necessarily a right or a wrong. It really does depend on your goals and what you want to achieve. But you want to put your family member on your strong leg because you get to control that account, right? So if you get to control that account on a strong leg and you build that account to a diamond level, it just creates more possibilities for you to earn more income.
Oh, because that leg is already getting volume, and then you're gonna build the other side of it. Is that why?
Yeah, and that's really what it is, because that strong leg has volume support from your upline. So they're gonna have one leg being built for you already. So you only have to do half the work for that account as well. So you can start cycling really soon, just by building your own diamonds weak leg, and that'll help you cycle. And then you can get into more advanced strategies on how to actually earn more than, I think it's 18% per cycle, something like that. But the reason why is because you get to control a diamond account on a strong leg and earn more team cycle bonus.
I never thought of it that way. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Man, I'm good. You guys got no questions.
Wait, no. I wrote one down, Al. Mine was, you talked about the Emerald coach earning $429.90 weekly.
Yes.
Is that, I know that's with volume and also with leads though, right? Is that including leads?
That particular one, I mean, I can go back and check, but it really doesn't depend on your rank in terms of how much you're earning in that particular case. If it was just the, let me see if I can find the thing. If that was just the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not residual income. What is it called? I just had a brain fart.
I don't know if it's the subscription.
No, from just selling a challenge pack.
Okay.
Commission.
If it was
The
from
commission.
the commission. If it was just regular commission, I mean, you're gonna get you're gonna get leads.
Right.
You're not continue to buy something. So it's gonna be a combination of your efforts, how many coaches or how many customers you sign up.
Right.
When it comes to commissions, when it deals with the residual income, that entire thing is based on how you grow your team and how your team grows.
All right, thank you.
That 429, I'm trying to find the slide, but that 429, if it was commissions, it's you.
Right.
It's your effort. If it's team cycle bonus, it's your team's effort.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
If I can just add, I think what I was trying to get at is that you can get 429 on your own or for whatever it was, but you can also get that easier by, team effort, which is team cycles or any other way that, like the memberships, like you said, anything like that. So you'll get quicker to 400 if it's a team effort happening.
Right. I'm actually looking at the slide right now. It's 420. I'll see if I can share it real quick. It's 429, but it's just retail commission. So that person has no team. There's no one, providing any residual income from team cycle bonus. It's just them selling challenge packs and Shakeology. So, but you'll get the slides later. I'll send them to Gabby so she can give them to you and you can go over them again.
Wow, this was a really, really great presentation, really informative. I think that you went over all the methods we can earn and definitely very, introductory for the beginning coaches, for our new coaches. And I know that, like Al said, it can be very confusing at first. Left leg, right leg, strong leg, weak leg.
Yeah.
I remember, just looking like, what are you guys talking about? But when you start, definitely looking at it and placing people, I think it kind of starts to make sense. But like Al said, make sure that you are reach up to your upline if you don't know which is your strong leg after this call.
It's a good refresher too.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
It's a good refresher.
And definitely if you're weak on placement, if you are not, if that's not your strong suit, definitely reach out to your sponsoring coach because they can definitely help you with placement. Someone asked in the chat, just in case anyone else had the same question. Someone asked, can you move a coach once they've been placed? You have 5 working days in order to move them. So that means that, let's say you placed, you signed up a coach and forgot to move their placement, or you just don't want them where they landed. You have 5 days to move them. But that means that you have to email Beachbody and tell them to move them. Otherwise, they will remain on that leg forever. Okay. So that was a great question. I'm not sure who asked.
Questions on the chat too. I see you answered the master flush. Yeah, how long does and you can check your back office under the volume, and I think, what is it called? Banked volume, or I forgot what they call it, but you can see how many. So here's a great exercise for you. If you guys have been
Carryover?
The carryover volume is what it's called. So if you've been a coach for 6 months or longer, go to your back office, go to My Business, go to volume and then carryover volume. And you can see that number there is kind of a representation of how much volume you have banked. And so when you divide that by, I think, let's say 18, right? That's how much you get as a diamond coach. I think that's the formula. You just take that and divide it by 18 or something like that. It will tell you how much money in dollars you have waiting for you when you build your other leg to take advantage of all that volume. That's how much you're kind of missing out on by not working your ass off and growing your other leg. So
what I don't know, I didn't hear you with the calculation, but it's you take the amount and divide it by 200, and then you multiply by 18 if you're a diamond coach, or 14 if you're an emerald coach, 16 if you're a ruby coach. So you take that big number on your strong leg, and then you divide it by 200, because since that's your strong leg, that's how much they would be deducting from that leg. And then you multiply it by whatever your rank is, 14, 16, or 18. There were other questions here, Al. I'm trying to look. Someone said, what if your sponsoring coach is no longer active? Reach out to your star diamond above them. Go to the next working coach and ask for help. Imani, you had a question, but I'm not understanding it. What if we already placed someone under who?
So you said if we have a coach that we have 5 days to move them.
Yes.
If we already placed someone under them, if we're building that account, can we still move them or no?
Yeah, you have 5 business days to move them. They'll move. So let's say you placed, just to give you an example, let's say you placed your sister and then someone signed up under your sister. Is that the question?
Yes.
Yeah. Then they will, everyone moves over to the next, to the other side. But you have 5 days to move them.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Yeah, well, mi amor.
So Gisela, so the left leg is where I'm supposed to place in the strong. So your left leg, I guess your left leg, Gisela, is your strong leg. I'm guessing based on your question. So it really depends on who. If it's your spouse or someone you know and trust, you want to place people like that, or people who don't want to work on your strong leg. That makes sense?
Yeah, and Gisela, not to interrupt Al, but left leg doesn't always mean strong. Left leg can be weak leg. So you just have, if you don't know what's your strong leg, the easier way is to ask your upline coach, but the way that Al describes it here is look at your carryover volume. Whatever leg has the most volume, that's your strong leg. When you look at
because I'm starting, so
Yeah, where are you? I can't see you. But basically, sorry, my son is acting up. But basically, just look at the leg that has the most volume, or if you log into your graphical genealogy, wherever you see all these coaches being placed from above, and you have no idea who they are, that's possibly your strong leg. But always ask your sponsoring leg. I'm sorry, you hear me? My son is like crying. Yes, your upline coach. Thank you. But that's a great question.
thank you.
So advice for an inside leg. Got that. So that's gonna really depend on what kind of strategy, who you want to place there. If you want, we can chat offline to kind of figure out a strategy for that. But ideally, unless you have multiple business centers, unless you're controlling an account who you want to, let's say you have a strong leg and you put your husband there, and then he signed up his brother who you also know, and then you want to grow that inside leg on his weak leg, like that's a really specific situation where you're going to be, what's the word? I always forget what they call it, but stacking accounts to kind of multiply the volume that you're earning. It's a really specific question for a really specific type of situation. But again, like I said, if you want to talk after, we definitely can.
I like that Lenny's response. Work. I'm an inside of an inside leg. So work. Lindsay Matway is an inside leg. Audrey is an inside leg. I'm an inside of an inside. I believe that Lenny's also an inside of an inside leg. So just work.
Yep. And Sabrina asked, does an active coach mean a coach in HD? Active means any coach who has at least 50 PV, and Shakeology is 90. So having Shakeology on HD covers you, more than enough. So that's ideally what you want every single one of your coaches is to be on Shakeology HD. So yeah. Anybody else?
Any other questions, guys? We don't get out all the time.
Thank you, Al. Really informative, like always.
You're welcome, Jen. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the call. What would be a good reason to add someone on the inside leg? Jasmine. Yeah, like I said, if you know the person, if it's your spouse, for example, on the inside leg, usually because that leg is weak and they're not receiving any upline support, right? So you say you have coaches above you who are being placed on your leg, right? The inside, they don't get that. So they're just sitting there and no one is helping them grow that leg unless it's you, right? And the reason you would do that is because you know them and you want to help them grow their leg so that they can cycle, so you're placing someone under there on the inside to help that coach. That's the reason why. But if you don't know who they are, right, that's why we always place on the outside, because it doesn't matter if you know them or not, you're always getting support from the person above you. And if anyone goes on the inside, like Gabby, like Audrey, like Darlene, no one's really getting support from the people above them. So the reason why you would is really specific. I know this person. I want to help them. I want to help them grow their weak leg.
Typically, Jasmine, you do that for, your significant other, your spouse, your mother, your father, a sibling. Why? Because you will always have some sort of control over that account, as opposed to placing, coaches under someone's inside leg, and then that coach cancels, and then all those coaches that were on that leg basically, have no more upline support. Now, if you can control the account, you'll always support them somehow or another. And guys, in terms of strong legs and weak legs, they can flip-flop. I think that Al already mentioned that. Your right leg can be strong some weeks, and then the other leg, the left leg might be strong, the other week, so they can flip-flop. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes your strong leg is really, really, really strong, and you'll always notice that. But if you have pretty even legs, they can flip-flop from time to time. So that's why it's always important, like Al said, to go and check your carryover to determine which one is your strong leg. Any other questions? We have 7 more minutes. If you guys have any other questions, it's now or never. No, I'm just kidding.
What's up, everybody's beautiful faces? I haven't seen you in forever. What's up, Darlene? Darlene's like, I know you're talking about me.
Was this helpful, guys?
Was it helpful? Are you afraid to ask a question? Let me know. Just say it.
Type them in.
It always helps me. I like refreshers, especially the one I know with my husband. He's not an active coach, but he receives his Shakeology on a monthly basis.
Right. So
and I do try to get him, to get somebody under him, but I want to concentrate on that. I want to concentrate on his, to build him up so that his fees can get paid. He doesn't have to pay for that, so
yes,
can help him out that way till he says yes.
Yeah. But the best way to help him say yes is for you to make it.
Yeah.
You can't deny your success.
Oh no, he's very supportive, which I like about that. I really do, and he's on board, but he's so busy, but eventually,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Eventually.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really great that he supports you.
He does. He's really good about that. So, one day at a time.
One day at a time. Anybody else?
I sometimes get the question, in case some other people are wondering, why do we place our spouse or, you know, sibling on like one of the top positions once you become a coach for the first time? The reason is because once you have that coach and you place them first, as you grow your organization and you start building a successful business, that person, your sibling, your spouse, your sister, your brother, whoever's up there, starts banking from the growth of your team. And they bank faster than if you put them at the bottom and forget about them and then place them later on. So just a thought, an idea, if you're asking your question, well, why do I place my spouse or sibling first? That's one thought, that if you're strategizing correctly and you're thinking about income and making more money, place them on top. So as you grow, you see the volume of the team as you rank advance and you start making that 14, 16, and 18.
Yeah, my mom has no idea what Beachbody is, but she's one of my coaches. She's
my husband is making money. He's like, keep working.
Yeah.
I'm making extra money. I'm like, oh, because you're up there.
Yeah.
So that's just a thought in case you were wondering why you, one, control the account, and two, you're able to help them make money once you start rank advancing off the team.
It's real estate, guys. It's real estate.
I do have a question. Hi, Al.
Who's this? I can't see you.
This is Tina. How are you?
Oh, hi, Tina.
Hi. I wanted to know, like, if I'm placing my people to the left leg or the right leg, how does that affect my upline and then their upline? Does that affect them at all, or just about my business?
It affects them in the sense that, in the same way that you have a strong leg, right? Mm-hmm. So they're placing coaches under your leg. How does that affect you? You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's kind of like an ongoing thing where everyone who sees who you're placing will see and benefit from that person who's being placed there. There's no like negative thing about signing up coaches. You know, like volume will continue to grow. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
It's volume, Tina.
Yeah, it doesn't negatively affect anybody, if that's what you're asking. You know, so coaches will either see them or not see them based on where you place them. But it just continues to grow the team. So that's always a good thing.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I see Dottie looks like she has a question. She's like, I don't know, I want to say something. No? Anybody? Going once, going twice.
All right. I think everyone, if we send them a quiz, everyone will get 100, right? Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives to hop on tonight's call and make it your business to learn this business, right? This is one of the many important topics to really understand. If there are any other questions that you may have, then, you know, we will be posting the slides on each respective team page, as well as the recording. And always feel free to, you know, reach out to your upline coach. And there's definitely a ton of videos on YouTube. There's definitely FAQ. But when you are placing someone, you know, you want to make sure that you're placing them correctly. So if you're super, super new, make sure that you are reaching up to your coach so that they can help you with placement, so that later on you are not kicking yourself in the booty. Thank you all for spending the night with us and for always bringing knowledge to our teams. And everyone have a wonderful night.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, good night. Thank you, Al. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Did I stop the recording? No.